drama. Like, seriously, non-stop drama. Hey guys, and welcome back to Kellie TV, and welcome to my very first review of Bachelor in Paradise. If you're a fan of the Bachelor Bachelorette franchise, then you are sure to love this show because it's already one of my faves because it was so crazy. So we meet the cast in Mexico, and I was excited because some of my faves are on this season, like Marcus, Markel, Graham, Robert, and Dylan. And Dylan's looking good with that shorter hair. One of my first thoughts about this season and the women is like, hello, what is up with all the blondes? And now I'm understanding why I didn't get an invitation to be on this show because of my brunette hair, obviously. But really, what is up with that? So we find out that Ben is a bad boy and a party boy early on, not shocking. And basically the purpose of this show is for people to hook up or like couple themselves off each week, and if there's someone left by themselves, there's a good chance that they're gonna go home. So the women are already being super catty and starting to super annoy me. Anyone else? Anyone else? So at the beginning of the show, there's 7 women and 6 guys, so one lady has got to go home. And you have to couple up, like I said, if you want to stay in paradise. So Lacey doesn't waste any time with this. She jumps in the water with Robert after like just meeting him, which really isn't that shocking knowing Lacey. But anyway, Marcus is still being a crybaby over Andy, saying that it's going to be hard for him to move on, but we find out a little bit later that it's really not going to take him that long. Lacey is like ruthless because now all of a sudden she's after Marcus. So like, hide your men, hide your kids, because she's going to be after them. Robert is into Lacey, and Lacey, let's say, I've got to give her props, you know, because even though all the girls are hating on her, she does have a good strategy, because if you're going to go after more than one dude, then you have more chances for dudes to pick you in the rose ceremony. So, you know, kind of smart there, Lacey. Elise and Dylan decide that they're going to pair up, but this kind of all changes. Like, everyone like interchanges throughout the whole episode, and it's really like a soap opera, seriously, like nonstop drama. And then it seems like Graham and Ashley are partnering off. Well, Claire is the first one to get the date card, and there are a few date cards that happen in this episode, and she can pick whoever she wants. That's basically what the date card means, and so she decides to pick Graham. But when she does that, well, Ashley, knowing Ashley and her crazy self, she has like a freaking meltdown, even starts crying because she felt like she had already claimed Graham for herself. So because of that, Claire is like, hey, I don't have to go with him. I didn't mean to step on any toes, whatever. And she was like, no, 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 it's no big deal, when it really is a big deal. Then Claire has this weird conversation with the raccoon about what to do, which obviously she's not talking to the raccoon, but I kind of loved how the producers made it look that way and make her look crazy. That was really funny. So Claire actually decides to switch to Robert because she didn't want all the drama, as she said. Claire and Robert go on a date, and they have a really good time. They go to look at some ruins, and they climb up them, and they really do seem to have, you know, a good time and a little bit of chemistry. And then we see Lacey, who is all over Marcus again. So the next date card goes to Sarah, and she picks Marcus. And Sarah honestly has been really the only girl so far that I find tolerable, because she actually seems somewhat genuine. So I was kind of happy that she seemed to have a good time with Marcus. She even kisses him, and she says she's like a shy person, so this was a big deal. They jump into a huge water hole. And, you know, I'm rooting for her, but I'm kind of worried about her as we're getting closer to this rose ceremony, because Marcus is like attached to so many different girls already. I don't know if she's going to get picked by him. Now, Robert is telling Lacey that he's into her. Like I said, this is totally soap opera. I hope you're following along. Michelle shows up out of the blue. She's a brunette, so I'm like, hey, awesome. And they have this like scene with Graham because they had a special relationship in Bachelor Pad, if you watch that. But I don't know if that's really going to work out here. But it is interesting. But she seems to have her sights set on Markel, which I think is cool because I'm Team Markel. I always was when he was on Andy's season. So they go out on a date, and they seem to get along really well. Marcus is saying he's got a thing for Lacey, which is, you know, making some of the other girls mad. Whew, breather here. So it's time for the rose ceremony. And literally I had to take notes because it was so hard to follow along this episode, but I think it's going to get easier as the episodes come along. So the kicker here is that we only have 6 roses, like we said before, but there are 8 women now. So 2 women are going to have to go home. And I'm like, who's going to go home? But before I can think too much about that, before Markel can step up to give his rose, Michelle K is like, look, obviously I don't have a relationship with anyone here. I haven't made a connection. I'm just going to go ahead and, you know, excuse myself and leave. And everyone's like, really? Seriously? This is just the first week. So she makes it definitely easy for everyone else, or all the other girls, because she leaves herself. There is more to the story, so just hold on. So the guys are giving out their roses, and all of a sudden we are left with just Sarah and Daniela, and I'm sitting here like rooting for Sarah because I like her and I think she seems real, like I said before, and it's up to Ben to make the choice, and thankfully he chooses Sarah, and of course Danielle is super upset and she leaves. So I cannot believe the previews for the rest of the season, and obviously something crazy went down with Michelle K, which I think we'll find out in the next episode, and I can't wait to find out. And there was a reason why she decided to leave, so I want to know what that is. What about you guys? So if you are loving this very first episode of Bachelor in Paradise, then you want to subscribe to my channel, because I'm going to be reviewing all of the episodes this season. Plus, you can join me on Beamly, which is a cool and free app where fans of the show talk live during the show. We had an awesome time during this episode, and we, you know, let me tell you, spoiler alert, we like to hate on some of the girls and guys. So we have a great time. I'm going to put that link down below so that you can join us for the next episode. And as always, thank you so much for watching this episode of Kellie TV, and I will see you next time.